We're going camping.
Yes.
Where we're going, we'll let you know what's on the menu.
Today we're gonna do a cherry enchiladas.
So stick around.
We'll see you here in a bit.
This is Wade, and I'm Angel, and this is Iris, and we are Pole House, Black Pots, Weekend Getaways, where we show you all things yummy to cook in cast iron as we visit different places.
Well, we're going camping.
Yep, it's actually
The eve of New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve, I guess it is.
Well, not quite Eve. It's morning yet. But we're headed to a state park not too far from here called Finger Lake State Park.
Yeah, it's just north of Columbia, Missouri. Right off Highway 63. It's real easy to get to, and it's a pretty nice, not real big. I think it's 30-some, maybe 40 campsites, but yeah, pretty nice.
We have been there before, so we're gonna head on that way. We're meeting hopefully some friends if they can carve out a little time for us.
Yeah.
So we'll see you when we get there.
All right, we'll see you there.
Finger Lake State Park is just north of Columbia on 63. It is a reclaimed strip mine that has several lakes that look like fingers, hence its name, Finger Lakes. During the off-season, there's more opportunity to camp here because it's not very busy. During the summer months, this is a very popular and very busy state park. It's often full to capacity. This state park has a lot to offer for the outdoor enthusiast. Wade will give you more information later on in this video on this state park.
I'd say that's good.
Okay, we are set up. We're here on Site 4 here at Finger Lake State Park. This is our kind of our setup. Classic state park. Iris is saying hi. Hi, baby. Got our fire pit. We got our, of course, our hook for our lantern. And table. And there's our camper setup.
Hello.
How you doing?
Doing fine.
And we got our table and burner cook set up. This is a pretty nice campground. We're in the section that is actually the 30 amp electric setup, and we can go on around here. You can't see it very well, but on up around that road, kind of up on top of the hill there, is the main, there's a vault toilet and the shower house and 50 amp service, and then kind of on around to the left, it's a loop around that way, which is of course the basic or primitive, as you might call it, just no electric. And water, of course, during the off season is turned off. They say you can't get water at the park office. And this is kind of interesting because I don't understand how some of the state parks in Missouri are reservable year round and some of them are not, but they're usually all still open during the winter months, which is usually, like, most of them is 1st of November through end of March or something like that. It varies some. That's the off season, and a lot of them, most all of them I think are still open in Missouri, but some of them of course are not reservable. But this one, however, is reservable. You can do it online just like normal. But this is kind of interesting in the fact that this is one of only 2 state parks in Missouri that allow off-road ATVs. They got lots of trails to run around, and you do have to require, it does require a permit, so you have to get that, you can get that online here. So, but I think this one and St. Joe State Park are the only two state parks in Missouri that you can actually come and ride your ATV around on the trails. So, kind of interesting. So it's kind of noisy, even today when it's kind of damp and cool and muddy, because we had some rain and snow yesterday. It's pretty nasty out there, but I'm sure they're having fun. So, well, Iris and I are taking a nice little stroll around the campground. Pretty neat. We went up and we had a real nice shower house. Restroom, of course, it's closed during the off season, like most of them in Missouri. Nice little playground. There's a vault pool out there, of course, it's still open. And some pretty nice camping spots, some 50 amp, and then them primitive spots, of course. But yeah, this is a nice little campground. I looked, double checked on paper, and there's 35 camp spots here total.
Well, we're back. We're set up.
Yep, and it's actually nice,
but cool.
Yeah, cold. It is into December, so of course it's probably
pretty cool. If this had been yesterday, there'd have been snow on the ground.
There'd been a little bit of snow on the ground, and it would have been cloudy, but it's a few clouds, but still it's not too bad for this time of year. But
I think we forgot to say when we're camping, this is actually New Year's Eve weekend.
That's right.
So we're starting the year out camping.
Yeah.
So this creation Wade's making is his own.
Yeah, I saw a kind of an idea of some apple enchiladas, which they used apple pie filling and then rolled them up, put them in a pan and cooked it. But we're going to do a little bit different. We're going to do a cherry and probably a little bit of cream cheese filling enchiladas.
But we're making the cherry pie filling from scratch.
Yeah, and we're going to link a cherry pie that we actually made a couple years ago and kind of make the filling the same way, but a little bit smaller. We're not using as much because we'll make a smaller batch.
And we're doing this early in the afternoon, so we're going to have our dessert first because we didn't want to chase the flaming orb in the sky.
Yeah, do this at night. So yeah, we're going to regroup and we're going to get started. We'll be right back. Okay, we're going to start. I got the wind guard up here because the wind's kind of coming to my face. So I got a burner on, but we're going to use the gas burner to start. And I got a little aluminum pot here, little burner, and we're going to put in about a pound of pie cherries. These were frozen when we started, but they kind of thawed a little bit. I'm going to put that in our little pot. Okay. And let these kind of cook. We're going to make a little bit of sauce with these two. Now, to these cherries, we're going to add 1 cup, no, excuse me, a half a cup of sugar. They're pretty tart, so you got to have a little bit of sweet to go with it. So a pound of cherries and a half a cup of sugar. We're also going to add, you can hand me the cinnamon. I'm going to do a teaspoon of cinnamon, ground cinnamon that is. Yeah, pretty. Alright. And we also need a pinch of salt. I'll just do a little bit. Tiny bit. Pinch. Doesn't take much. Okay. There you go. Alright, let me stir this a minute. Get this started. Cherries are starting to work in there. And we don't have to cook these cherries down much because they're going to cook in the enchiladas. Okay. Now, I also, and you hand me the slurry. I have a slurry.
Slurry it some more.
I have a slurry. Stir it back up again. For the pie, I used 1/4 cup of water and 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. So I cut it down just a little shy of 1/4 cup of water and about 1.5 tablespoons of the cornstarch. That'll make it thicken when as soon as it gets hot, it'll thicken up and will give us a nice syrup. And with using the cornstarch, it makes it fairly clear. So it's going to look a lot like the store-bought pie filling that you buy in a can, but it's going to taste a whole lot better. And it's not all that hard to make either. So it takes a few minutes once it comes up to a boil, which is what it's got to have in order for that cornstarch to start working to make it into, quote, a sauce. So we'll give it a few minutes. Got to keep an eye on it so it doesn't stick on the bottom, since it is high sugar content. And as soon as this comes and thickens a little bit, we'll turn it off and we'll get started on the next step, which would be getting our tortillas. We're going to do some 8-inch flour tortillas and get them spread with a little bit of spreadable cream cheese, and then we'll put some of this pie filling on each one, roll them up, put them in our 10-inch Dutch oven. So we'll be right back. Okay, come in here, Angel. It's been about 5 minutes, and looky there, nice and thick.
Yeah.
So we're gonna turn the burner off.
We're gonna let it cool a minute,
Yep,
right?
let it cool while we start the rest of it. We don't want to put it real hot stuff in on top of that cream cheese.
Well, not only that, it makes it kind of hard to roll up. if it's
Yeah,
hot.
it may be kind of hard anyway to do. We'll see what's gonna take like.
Well, I think you need a little help.
Yep, we're gonna start with.
I think you need to go get the Dutch
We'll
oven
get the
so
Dutch
we put
oven.
it in.
Okay, you get.
I'll get one of these
tortilla, get a little
out.
cream cheese right in the center. I'll go get the Dutch oven.
Now we're using spreadable cream cheese. Makes it a little easier, especially when it's this cold out. Now, are you folding both ends or just one, dear?
I'm not gonna fold the ends. I'm just gonna roll it up.
Okay, so it needs
And
to
if
go
it oozes out,
all the way
yeah.
across.
If it oozes out a little bit, it's not gonna hurt anything, I don't think.
All right, there's the first one.
Okay, we'll start putting some out on here. Now I don't want to put it on there too quick, because I'm afraid it's gonna ooze out anyway. But I'm trying to figure out how much. I'm thinking about a. What do you think about a scoop?
Yeah,
per,
I think a scoop would do it. I think you better bring that Dutch oven over here.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Okay, now put your scoop in.
Time you roll it up, I think it's gonna be enough. It might not work too good.
I think I need to put it on an end, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Put it closer to one end, one side. Go ahead, I'll do what I'm thinking here. We're doing this, we've never done this before. Now, put it right there.
We don't know what we're doing.
We know what we're doing in our mind's eye. You're our guinea pigs, guys. 3 of 4. Two, 4. You got 5. A little more cream cheese in there.
That's 5. Okay.
No, that one's 6.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's all we're gonna get in there.
No, we got it.
8, is that what you're shooting at?
Yeah. That's what I'm shooting. We're laying one across the end if we have to.
Okay.
'Cause I got enough cherries.
7.
Wrong way. Whoa, I made a mess.
Oh well. I'll lick it off.
Okay.
Okay, now you gotta go get the briquettes ready,
We'll
right?
get briquettes started, and then when we're gonna melt some butter, we'll pour that on top and put some cinnamon sugar on top of that. So we'll be right back. Okay, I've got charcoal lit, and I'm gonna put my trusty grate on top of the flue and run and grab a half a stick of butter in this little Dutch oven. We're gonna melt that. Then we're gonna pour that over top of all that enchiladas and put some cinnamon sugar on it. And we'll be ready to do it, ready to bake it. Butter's almost melted. As soon as it gets melted, we'll finish up the assembly. Let's check it now, Angel. Oh yeah, we don't want it to get too done.
No, we don't want brown butter,
The
do we?
lid off of the off that Dutch oven, and we're gonna pour this all over. Hopefully I can do a good enough job pouring it. This was 1/2 stick of salted real butter.
All right, now I need to go back over here by my chair. Get some cinnamon sugar.
Take these gloves off for a
There
minute.
you go.
Cinnamon sugar.
Yeah, make sure you get the right end. You don't
We
want
want to
the
overdo it, do we?
spoon end. Now the butter's in place of the enchilada sauce, right?
Yep. There we go.
It's ready to bake, although we're
healthy
not
amount.
quite ready there yet.
About another 5 minutes, I think we'll be ready.
And we'll be
okay,
baking.
Yep, we'll be right back. Okay, I took the wind guard off so you can see what we're doing. Got a half of tongs. And we're doing a 10-inch deep Dutch oven. So we're gonna do a normal bake. And got about a 350 to 375 degree oven. So we're gonna use 26 pieces of charcoal. And we're going to do about a third of them on the bottom, which should be about 8. And as always, when we're baking, we're putting our Dutch oven coals right under the outside edge of the Dutch oven, never any in the middle, because we're going to get a hot spot in the middle if we do it that way. So
If you're burning stuff, that's probably you've got too much on the bottom.
yeah, usually. It's usually the case. Now we're just going to put a nice full ring around the top. And a few here in the middle. Make a kind of a checkerboard. And that should be it. Now with this breeze blowing, we need wind is not our friend. So if we put a wind guard back on. And since we're baking, we're gonna go ahead and it'll probably take 30 minutes. So we're gonna go 10 minutes, we're gonna rotate it. And then we'll do it 10 more minutes, we'll rotate it one more time, and then 30 minutes, we should have some dessert. So we'll see you here in a bit. What you working on, Angel?
I'm working on a quickie supper. Not anything that's got a recipe, just a can of Spam and pre-mixed cheddar and broccoli pasta.
Okay, cool.
So,
Yeah, we gotta have a little quick supper while we're waiting for that cherry enchiladas to cool a little bit. Then we can have dessert when we're supposed to.
yep.
What's happening now, hon?
Oh, I'm just adding a little bit more milk to it.
Some evaporated milk.
Yeah, and it's taking most of a can because we don't, I forgot the jar we used
Oh,
to
yeah.
keep it in. I think we ought to talk about the last time, well, one of the first times we come camping here. Do you remember that?
That was about, well, the only time we've come camping was about 4, I think it was 4 years ago. I think it was for Valentine's Day, wasn't it?
I think it was. There was, you had, and if I'm careful, I'm showing you a picture of this. And this is a two-parter. So, you had to shovel snow in the campsite. You remember that?
Yeah, we were right across the road from here, up a couple of spots was all.
And we went out to eat.
Yeah, because we got here Friday night after work. So it was already dark and everything was cold. So we went ahead and turned everything on, the little heater, plugged it in, and had all that going. It's like, we're gonna go eat supper in Columbia, and there's a front gate entrance, right?
And there's a sign there that says, gates close at 10 o'clock. So we thought we'd be all right.
We come back by, we were like by 8, just to make safe sure, right?
And the gate was closed. You remember that?
And we didn't get a hold of anybody. We didn't make reservations.
So we
didn't have a code.
We're gonna continue story next week. So if you want to hear what happens, come back next week.
Yep. Looking pretty good, isn't it?
Well, I'm gonna test a noodle.
See if the noodles are done.
Yeah, if I can find a noodle. A couple more minutes.
Good.
Yep.
That feels good. Cool night like tonight.
Best time to go camping when it's cool out here. Enjoy your fire.
Sponsored with it. Man, pretty good.
Yeah, it is. It's worth fixing again.
There we go.
You get 2. Oh, you don't? There you go. Perfect.
You doubted me?
I did.
I'm ready for dessert. How about you?
Yeah, we had to grab knife and fork because the top
It's
got nice and
crispy.
crunchy and crispy.
Yeah.
So hopefully it tastes as good as they.
He's doing the smart thing by taking his gloves off, but my hands are cold.
Cinnamon sugar on top might be
Oh,
tasty,
yeah.
and it'll bottom on the little bit chewier. So hopefully it'll come out good. What do you think?
Good. It's not overly sweet. I was worried about the tortilla cooking or nothing, but it held its shape. Just enough cream cheesy. Good. It's different.
It's good.
What do you think?
I like it.
I do too. I think we'll fix it again.
But it's a little bit different.
So, that about does it this week on Whole House Black Pot Weekend Getaway. We forgot to mention Happy New Year.
Yeah.
This will be showing the week after.
Yeah.
New
So I
Year's
hope you all
Day.
had a great New Year's Eve and a New Year's Day with some family and friends, and hopefully 2023 was good and 2024 will be even better.
Yep. So, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up, which is a like. Share us on Facebook or Instagram. And by the way, I looked just a little bit ago, and we are up to 400 subscribers.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you everybody for all you that have subscribed. Be sure to keep on sharing our videos so we can get even more viewers.
You know,
and
that's about
subscribers.
300 more than I thought we'd get. So
That's good.
I'm happy with
We're
it.
happy with that. Yeah.
So we appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, and next week we're going to continue our camping trip here at Finger Lakes State Park.
And we're going to continue the story, so come back and get the conclusion of the first visit we had to this
That's
state
right.
park.
All righty. Bye, everybody.
See you next week.